right. I believe I am live. So, live in my third eye group, our third eye group. Thank you for joining me. And this is the first of many that I hope to do, where I sit here and talk to myself until somebody joins me and joins the conversation. So, for now, I'm going to start with sharing how this group came together. And it was something that about 5 years ago during my own awakening had a lot of questions. And I was actually receiving answers to questions that I was not asking. So it was a calling for me to open a group where I was free to speak my mind and kind of not allow certain things into the vibration of the group. We don't talk about things that could be judgmental or basically things that are just not related to the third eye. So we want to be focused on this space. So this particular live chat is me sharing with you my knowledge on what this gland is all about. Thank you all for joining. First one that I am doing in the group, so I'm a little bit unsure. There's no agenda. There's really no notes. I've got markers, no board. So what is the third eye? As far as I know, and this is based on research, the internet, of course. This is not information that I found in any books or saw on TV. This is my own research on YouTube and different articles. I'm sure you all have experienced your own seeking and really self-reflection and meditating on what these things are. We actually know the answers. It's just silencing a lot of this other stuff that surrounds us to get to them. So anyway, what I know about the third eye is that it is the pineal gland. So it is a physical gland that rests in between your left and your right hemisphere. So there's a space. So you've got your logic and you've got your creative. There is a space in between where this gland rests. And that's actually the sliced view when you turn it to its side is how the Eye of Horus is depicted. So I don't have an example to show you, but I am sure you have all seen it. So it is the brain sliced in half with the third eye in the middle. Looks like an eye. So right in between there is a little space, and this is the pineal gland. And this space actually, if you have been listening to anything called binaural beats, the way that works is you listen to one tone in one ear, another tone in your other ear, and the vibration in between, in that space, is what is programmed into your brain. So that's why they call it binaural beats. And I'm sure that someone out there, a lot of people out there, know a lot more about that than I do, but that's my knowledge. Thank you again for tuning in. So this is me sharing my information on the third eye. What is the pineal gland? So I've also looked into the Tibetan Book of the Dead a little bit, and it explains in there that it takes 42 days between someone's death and someone's rebirth. I'm sorry, 62 days. And you know, I need to clarify that. I need to confirm that now. But besides the point, the number of days is the same number of days it takes for your pineal gland to form once you are conceived. So upon conception, your gland actually is, so this one piece, right, splits out into 3 different pieces. One part becomes your tongue. The other part becomes part of your gut, and that, which is why melatonin is also created. Actually, more melatonin is created in your gut than it is in your brain. And the other part becomes part of your pineal gland. So your pineal gland is formed by the breaking apart of your I guess a muscle that is part of your mouth, right? Your tongue. So your tongue becomes part of your, I believe it's the appendix and your third eye. So melatonin is created in your gut and in your brain, which is why it is important to have a clean gut, and that helps with clarity of the mind and your spirit. So another thing that I am aware of from my experience is that your third eye secretes a, let's call it a molecule called DMT. There may be some people that have had more experience with DMT than I have. I personally have not had any experience with it, other than what my brain produces. So, but I believe what this is part of is it creates the solution or the environment for when we are traveling from one dimension, one space to another. So when a baby is being born, there's a surge of DMT in the body. When someone is dying, there is a surge of DMT in the body. And there is also DMT found when you are going into your REM sleep. So when you're going into that other state, that dream state. So it's when you go into a different state of mind that DMT is part of. So another thing about the third eye that I know about is keeping it clean. Now, there's a lot of talk about fluoride and how it calcifies the third eye. Then there's also mind over matter. So if you believe your third eye is calcified, then it's calcified. If you believe that you are aware and awake and practicing things to keep your energy flowing, such as eating clean food, grounding techniques, look into sun gazing or sunning, do some meditation and movements. Tai Chi and yoga are amazing for your body. Practice breathing. That was probably the first deep breath I took. We want to inhale and exhale, not just process air through our mouth. We also, there are also a lot of other techniques to awaken this part of your body, and that is through listening to different sounds. So I mentioned earlier about binaural beats, and these are things that you can listen to on YouTube. So you can just look up binaural beat, for example, 528 hertz, which is the frequency of love. So listening to that, drinking plenty of water, setting your intention, telling yourself what you are at this moment, and then believing yourself. That's actually the power of now. So that is setting your intention and letting yourself be in the reality that you believe it should be. And then it is. So those are some of the things I know about the third eye. And there's a lot that we can get into, For example, sun gazing is a practice that I've been doing probably for about 5 years now. And I also did some magnet meditation where I had placed it's called a neodymium rare earth magnet on a hat, actually, and I would wear it for about 15 minutes a day. And a lot of other things, reading about the third eye and watching videos about consciousness and awakening. Those things seem to work. They also trigger certain thoughts, which then trigger certain actions. So listening to your gut, following your gut, keep your gut clean so that you can trust your instincts. And most of all, believe that you already have all the answers inside you. So there are a lot of questions. I have tons of questions and questions to the answers that I have. So it's just, it's a non-stop, never-ending seeking for your inner self. And it is an amazing journey. So that is why I have this group, and I'm actually in a wellness center that I started a couple years ago. So really living my awakening in my actual reality and not just online. So thank you for tuning in. And if you have any topic ideas for our next live session. Now, I wasn't paying attention to the questions. Let's see. I agree it is not calcified. Yes, you are right. If you think it is calcified, then it is calcified because it then thinks that it's calcified. So you are coding your thoughts by thinking that way. So thank you for bringing that up. Let's see. Sun gazing is amazing. Yes, sun gazing. Sun gazing is something that I learned about when I looked into the Egyptian culture. And it's a practice that I believe that's why they started wearing eyeliner. So I started by just keeping my eyes closed and staring through my eyelids, but then eventually worked my way up to having my eyes open when I was doing that. So maybe that's another topic that we will talk about next time. And again, thank you for watching. And let me know if you have any questions, what you would like to talk about, possibly bringing someone on and having a discussion that way. So talk to you soon.